Jeffrey. I'm a former student of the Kitchen Champions here at St. Vincent de Paul. I was asked here to share a little of myself and my experience here and in life. I can remember my grandmother saying it would take a miracle to get me out of the streets. And all these years, it took all these years just to realize how right she was. In my short time on earth, I've learned life is about steps and journeys. And a lot of times it's not the destination which is most important in our individual journeys, but rather the little steps in between. Each little step we take will eventually define where we go in life and ultimately who we are. It took a long time for me to see I was taking the wrong steps in life by living a criminal lifestyle. After serving 7 years in the United States Penitentiary, I was released last year, and my main objective was to become a responsible, productive, law-abiding citizen. Upon my release, I had no idea what was to come. However, I was ready and willing to take the next step in moving closer to my goal of being a success. Shortly after being released, I heard about the Kitchen of Champions and their success rate. And I've always had a love of cooking, so I felt my path was being laid out before me by my higher power. It was all up to me to take that step. So I applied and was accepted into the program. It was here at St. Vincent de Paul where I was given the knowledge and experience needed to thrive in today's food service industry. There was a lot of information to process in a short period of time, but with the help of some amazing instructors, we got the job done. The daily task of providing meals for 1,000 people was a daunting task, to say the least. Serving meals to those less fortunate is a humbling experience which builds a special kind of character. Feeding people who may be having their only meal of the day was something I learned to take pride in. We filled the bellies of those in need, which is truly God's work. In doing so, I believe it filled us with a sense of purpose and pride that has stayed with me beyond the length of the program. Not only were we filling their bellies, we were filling their hearts with hope. I have always said this program is very necessary. It instilled a permanent confidence in me that I am truly grateful for and the desire to further my culinary education. Where would I be without the Kitchen of Champions? I don't know for sure. I do know most of my friends are either dead or in jail, so the same end result was very likely. The Kitchen of Champions taught me if you do good things will happen for you. Upon completion of the program, I earned my Serve Safe certification, which is now California law. And it was time to take what I had learned and apply it. It was time for all of us to go out into the world and find jobs, regardless of what I had learned or accomplished. I knew I had to try that much harder given the fact that I had a criminal record. So of course, I was turned down at first, but I didn't let it deter nor discourage me. I just kept trying and applying for cooking positions. Well, I was turned down again and again and again and again. A total of 17 times. 17 interviews where the employer liked me, but changed their mind once they found out I had a criminal record. And just when my faith and resolve was beginning to weaken, I realized I had been going about it the wrong way. I was taking it upon myself to make that miracle happen. And I could still hear my grandmother's voice saying it would take a miracle to get me out of the streets. So it was at that moment when I got down on my knees and prayed and asked God for help. I was still turned down, but I didn't give up. And a few weeks later, the miracle happened. Soon I had more jobs and interviews than I can handle. I had the option of choosing which job I wanted to take, so I made my decision of working 2 jobs and sometimes 3 jobs 7 days a week in order to save enough for my own place. So here I am, 8 months out after doing 7 years. I'm gainfully employed, respected by my peers as a professional. I have my own car, my own apartment. I'm my own man. And I'm standing on my own 2 feet. I live alone, I make my own decisions, and I feel like the man I was born to be. I'm doing things the right way. Everything I have, I earn. And it feels good to be able to say that. You have no idea. If I could talk to my grandmother right now, I would tell her that miracle finally happened. It finally happened. I want to thank St. Vincent de Paul for being here and for helping me pick up the shattered pieces of my life and my dreams and helping me put them back together one piece at a time. To anyone out there who's looking for work and think there's no jobs out there, don't believe it. Believe that there's a job for you out there. Just seek and you shall find. You just have to believe that God has a special position just for you. And to anyone who life has told no over and over again, don't believe it. Regardless of how hard it is, even if it seems like it's going to take a miracle to change your circumstances, believe it can and it will happen. Don't give up. Be patient and place yourself in position to receive the miracle. Thanks again to St. Vincent de Paul as well as the Kitchen of Champions. I truly believe you have made a true champion out of me, and I'm living, walking, talking proof there's a God if anyone needs a reason. Thank you.